Digital Mourning is the title of the show of Neïl Beloufa, and it puts together two words that creates a tension, a sort of short circuit, as it very often happens in all of Neïl's work. The title of the show is really about one of the main topics that is at the core, the center of Neïl's research, which is the idea of life, of existence inside the digital world. The show is a retrospective in a very classical sense, as it encompasses all of the videos of Neïl Beloufa, from the first one, shot in 2007, Kempinski, until its most recent production, Screen Talk. But it's also an experiment, because it put together all these different works to compose a lecture. This is the words he used, a sort of reflection or meta-narration.
What was interesting to me, but really at an individual scale, was to make something, but how to make something we think that exists in a way. Before it was about representing society or its structures, or doing a weird Black Mirror-ish, but something that talks about the world in a simple way. Now I want more and more to have an experience in the physical space that reproduce a bit the way we experience, reproduce the relation we have to image or object in the world. And so the game here is a bit to try in this space to mirror the way we look at stuff on a computer, or the way we access culture in a flux.
The show is structured in different contiguous areas. It happens in different moments. There is a sort of introduction, as in a narration, that starts with Screen Talk, which is also a metaphor or an allegory for the whole show and the way all works could be connected in a big network. And it was born by starting from a video work that Neïl shot in 2013, titled Home is Whenever I'm With You. It was a film where it was presenting a dystopian world of a world going through a pandemic, with different scientific laboratories working against each other to find a vaccination, and any relationship, any interaction was really only through Skype or digital platform. Screen Talk had reached a very vast audience, and for the show in Hungary, it's for the first time it will also be presenting inside the show, so not only as a website, and it will be accessible to people that will really play, choosing the episode to look at, like a TV series, like a Netflix series.
I try to avoid being timely, like the works being working only for a moment, and I like re-editing and saying it's new. So for this one, it was an old video from 2014 that never got shown and finished. We never finished the editing. We were always like, this thing we have to touch one day because we don't understand. Because the storyline was just people on Skype or with a global pandemic. And then we looked and we were like, it was weird to watch it because it looked like it made sense for the first time after 6 years of complete abstraction. And so I was like, okay, let's play again and say it's new, or like remake it. And we adapted it towards the world we had at this moment, which was internet.
Then there is a central part that is divided in 3 areas. They are also color-coded, so visitors will navigate through these areas. One is yellow, one is blue, one is red, and they encompass different works. And they can also be experienced in many different ways, because there will be these 3 hosts. Neïl called them 3 fake sculptures. They are sort of narrative figures that they will talk to each other in the show, talk to the public also, trying to get the attention of the viewer and advertising or trying to seducing it to make the public go into, listen to them and look at the works they are presenting.
Se vuoi ricostruire sempre meglio, vieni al cerchio blu.
Se vuoi trovare i valori veri, entri nel cerchio giallo.
Se sei stanco di sentire le loro stronzate, entra nel cerchio rosso.
We have a meta concept kind of that federates it through like the hosts. The idea was to, again, it's like on 2 layers a bit, what the desire with them. Like one was to find a meta structure to the show, but that wouldn't be a singular voice. What interests me in society today is actually that, like, I don't want to participate in polarization or to say I think that and my friend thinks that and we all clap. So I wanted to create a tension within the show, or an artificial tension. So to put 3 people or 3 authoritarian figures with different perspectives on the same thing that disagree.
Is very much interested in games or in how we represent structures of powers. So there's a series of works in the show that play with these concepts. Very often Neïl's works are kind of exploded in the space. The projections are like fractured or fragmented in different surfaces, highlighting this sense of fragmentations or artificiality also. Try not to give one single point of view, but making it more variable and different. Then the show closes with La morale de l'histoire, which is literally a sort of conclusion or a moral of the story. It's a work Neïl has been working in few occasions since 2019, but here will be the biggest presentation, and it will be really an environment that will embrace people into this kind of metaphorical fiction and fabulous narration.
La morale de l'histoire was a small story I kind of wrote with my daughter. So it's a story of a camel that makes fennecs, like foxes, build a wall to have shadows that they want, while every stone they take destroys the habitat of an ant. And we do a small chain and we take all their point of view, and none of them try to harm, but they do the machine. So it was this kind of allegory, but it was an allegory about that where I can include myself or any or society.
has been trying to break the convention of how we look at something or how we think at something. From the colonial history to the world we're living in, to society, to propaganda, to mechanism of power and the interrelation with people. The website itself, it's also a way for Neïl to think about a different way to produce and consume also an artwork. It's also another recurrent aspect of his research, trying to find new audience and new value, economic value also for the production of an artwork.